This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
All right, and I saw the notice the meeting was being recorded, so just calling that out publicly that this meeting is being recorded. So we can call the meeting to order at 6:02 p.m. on Monday, July 21st. So for the first order of business, free time open to the public if anybody has anything that they want to bring to the commission. Okay. We can move on. There are no public hearings tonight.
No public hearings.
Okay, great. So on to, we had three pieces of discussion under regular business that have carried over. I know the first one was to discuss the bridge, but I'd like to put 5 Courtney Lane at the top of the list tonight because I believe that the folks there had another commitment tonight. So if we can get that discussion underway, that might make it easier for them. And I think I saw you folks on the Scott and Karen, are you?
I'm here, Evan.
There you are. Okay. Um, yeah, so I know that George went and talked with you. You were sent a letter. I went down and looked at the property. Um, there were 5, let me get my notes straight here. There were 5 trees that had been cut on the edge of the property, or on the edge of that where the lawn is there. Um, and there was a handful of trees that you wanted to finish cutting. That's correct?
Yes, because it's a danger thing.
Right, right. Okay. And George, um, you had visited, and I was trying to look, had you I couldn't find any recommendations anywhere.
Second paragraph, item 2.1 on the agent's report.
Okay. So you're saying just a notice of intent. Um, okay. So just the notice of intent of what they plan to do, and then
Yes,
that
my recommendation is a notice of intent, in this instance is warranted.
okay. Um, and okay. And apologies.
Evan, I am nowhere close to the wetlands. I put this road in 25 years ago. I know where every hay bale went. I paid for them. Paid $20,000 to dig that detention basin. The cemetery commission, they were dragging stuff down with their excavators last year onto my property. And if that was on my property and you're telling me it's in the wetlands, they should go to jail. Me, I'm at elevation. You saw my elevation. It's 100 feet higher than where the cemetery road comes in. And there is wetlands down the snowmobile trail. I am nowhere close to it. George had me at 2,000 square feet, 25 or 2,500 square feet. Where I cut, it was probably 30 by 20, 600 square feet. I mean, if he wants to take my golf, my rangefinder, I'm nowhere close to anything. Now, if the cemetery can do it right below me,
Mhm.
I mean, I cut down trees for safety issues. One almost hit my nephew's grandchildren, and the other one was falling down. You saw how rotted those trees were. I'm above. I'm only 20 feet in from where my grass was. Everything else was bittersweet, which we excavated. So I'm sorry. That's what I'm looking at, and that's what that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Okay. Yeah, no, thank you. And so I know that George, when I did get a chance to go down and look at it. I saw, obviously it is a steep hillside. The notice of intent, George, what is it? Can you explain the process for us all of what that'll kick off and
Yes.
um
First of all, I would like to stress that the dimensions mentioned in the Wetlands Protection Act and the DP regulations in the local bylaw are not vertical measurements, they're horizontal measurements. Ergo, you could be 100 feet higher than the BVW, but if you're 5 feet from it, you're still 5 feet from a BVW. Secondly, in terms of what the cemetery is doing, I have been working on that issue since I first got here as the agent for the town. Um, they are actually interning people in a drainage easement, and that drainage easement has been draining an awful lot of water from the surrounding areas and has created the BVW over time. So what was there 20 years ago isn't necessarily what is there today. There are wetlands plants in the area, and it is my opinion that the current issue is within the 100-foot buffer to that BVW, and there's a stream channel which would give a 200-foot resource area boundary from the banks. Next, I think that all three regulations that I've cited in my agent's report clearly, and well, two regulations and one state law clearly say you need a permit for the destruction of vegetation. And cutting down trees is, in my opinion, the destruction of vegetation. Ergo, I would recommend a notice of intent. And I'd be glad to work with the applicant through the process, which I agree is convoluted. It's a state process, state forms. We don't have any control over that, nor any control over the fee structure, but it would be the appropriate vehicle, in my opinion.
okay. The BVW that we are talking about is something that has occurred over time due
Yes.
due to the drain. Okay. And I'm trying to, and forgive me as I'm they're not completely educated in all these, but the DEP does do change orders to wetlands areas, correct? Has that
Say
occurred
that
in
again, please, Evan.
the DEP does change orders, right, with
Oh, they created it.
to their maps? And has that been, do you know if that,
The current map data that we're using is Mass Mapper, which is 2023 data.
okay,
So it's relatively up to date. It will change again in 25, but I'm not sure when.
okay,
And yes, by definition, wetlands change over time,
right. Was
which
that,
is why a permit is only good for 3 years.
okay. Okay. So with the NOI, that's something that you don't want to, is that you don't want to file the NOI, or is there, is that something that you're willing to entertain here?
I'm not sure what you're getting at, Evan, but the NOI is the permit filed by the applicant. There are two other options. One, the applicant could retain the services of a wetland scientist, designate the wetlands, and then it's either what Mass Mapper shows or what the current wetland shows. And if the applicant decides to do that, I should say the property owner, and they engage a wetland scientist, they will need at a minimum an RDA for the commission to approve the wetlands delineation. So it's my opinion, either way they go, a permit is required. The only issue is the complexity and which permit.
Okay.
So 5 trees that I cut down, which were jeopardizing my area, my house, my outbuildings, and my family, I got to get a permit for because somebody else created this problem years ago.
I can't speak to the creation of the problem.
Well, you know what created down below. You walk down to the cemetery and you says, I can't deal with these people, but I can deal with you.
I can't deal with what people?
The cemetery commission.
All I'm saying is that's above my pay grade in the context. We've gone to the select board, we've gone to the cemetery commission, we've gone to the town administration, and there are issues concerning the drainage easement and where they are.
We're not talking drainage easement, the work that they did in the wetlands area that you're telling me that are there.
I'm telling you,
Did they have to file? Do they have to file what I have to file now? They created a problem coming from College Highway. Ed Colley, the old superintendent, created a problem. Look, I paid Heritage thousands and thousands of dollars to do the wetland delineation, and I put this road in, and now you're going to tell me, that's no good anymore.
Well,
George, you're a very knowledgeable person, but you're throwing stuff out at me that, the Harvard Law School probably wouldn't understand.
All I am doing is telling you what the Wetlands Protection Act, which is a state law, says.
And I'm going to tell you what I want. I want to be able to cut the stumps, bring in some wood chips, solidify my area, and that's it. And if I want to take down 2 more trees that are going to fall down, because if they fall down, and those are your trees under your jurisdiction that you're telling me, you guys are in trouble. Okay, now I'm paying taxes on 2 acres here. Now you're telling me I can't even walk or throw grass on my acreage.
Evan, I'd request the ability to speak without being interrupted.
Oh, boy.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
All right.
No, I know. I appreciate everybody's passion here, and I know that there's a lot going on. So yes, please, George, if
it is my opinion that what the property owners wish to do requires a permit, and what they have already done requires a permit. To do any additional work in that area requires a permit. What level of permitting is up to the commission? My recommendation is a notice of intent, and wetlands change over time. So what was there 20 years ago isn't necessarily what is there now.
right. Thank you. So the permit, there's no walk, George, if you may, walk us through the permit application just so that everybody is on the same page of what that looks like.
There are, in my opinion, 2 options. One, the applicant can retain the services of a wetland scientist to designate where the wetlands are. Then they file a request for determination of applicability, and either the mass mapper data that I used is in error, or the wetlands are in fact there, but they'll need a request for determination of applicability permit from the commission to accept the wetlands designation, one way or the other. Or they file a notice of intent to do what they have done and what they wish to do in the future. And once that permit is granted by the commission, then they are free to do what they stated in the permit.
Okay, that's
The
reasonable.
notice of intent is a simpler process, is what you're saying.
Yes, I think that is,
And I will
He
do the
can't- he
notice
can't
of
hear you.
intent, and I'll do what he wants. I'm not hiring anybody to do wetlands.
That's fair. That's
And-
totally fair.
And basically, in a courtroom, you gotta show me I'm guilty before I show you I'm innocent. But I will file a notice of intent. I don't know, is it just a money issue with the town? I pay $10,000 a year in taxes, and I can't walk on my property and throw grass on it. Or I can't cut down some stumps, and I can't take down trees that are hazardous or that are in danger to my family. I will be there. I will be there at George's office. I will file a notice of intent. I mean, I'm not gonna argue with him.
Evan, the commission issues permits to take down trees on almost a weekly basis because they are a danger to the structures on the property. As long as you go through the process, it can be done. And should the applicant, which he appears to have agreed to do, to file a notice of intent, I would request the commission formally vote in the minutes that they accept the applicant's determination, or whatever word you want to use, that a notice of intent will be filed.
okay. Yeah, I appreciate everybody going through that. I wanted to just get everything spelled out, right? Especially with the notice of intent and what George saw. Obviously, George visited the area and is very familiar with the rules. Our goal here is to just help the town along with the bylaws that have been voted in the past. And so if the commission doesn't have any other questions, yeah, I think we could vote on this and make a motion, as George had stated, and I'm happy to do that.
I make a motion to accept the NOI as George stated.
Okay. And I will second that. All right. So, Hazel made the motion. I seconded it. So the commission, all those in favor. Hazel?
Aye.
Kathleen?
Aye.
Nicole?
Aye.
And myself, Evan, aye. Okay. Thank you all. And then once that NOI is
I will be reaching out to the
Fine.
applicant to go over everything.
perfect.
He's gonna email me so we can get together, George and I?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
Yes.
very good.
All right. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you, everybody.
Thanks.
Good night.
Thank you.
Okay, so the next item on the agenda was the bridge in Manhan Meadows.
Evan, if I may,
Yeah,
as I stated in my report, this request is coming from the chair of the select board. And we had designed a bridge with the funding we had available. And the bridge that was designed is going to cost around $200,000, which almost everybody feels is much too expensive, much too ornate, if you will, and
Yeah.
is not necessary. I gave you the link for the rolling bridge information. The select board, and specifically the chair, would request the commission to basically bless the concept of this bridge I have looked at these bridges. I have seen them in person as well as online, and I think we are going to get as much as we need to ensure the safety of people crossing the river where this bridge will go. And I'd recommend the commission, in fact, go with the concept of the rolling, what is it, rolling barge bridge.
Rolling barge trail bridge kit. Okay.
The big deal is the actual construction of the bridge. Some of it has to do with materials, but it's going to be anchored solidly so that we're not going to lose the foundations on either bank.
Okay. And so we are voting on
To pursue the concept of the bridge is indicated in the select board chair's
Yeah.
email.
Okay, so we're just
Large box.
we're still in the discovery phase or the research phase, so to speak. So that no price has been no quote has been received from that company, or has
No,
it?
we have
Okay.
not, because we've really not pursued it
Okay.
yet. We had to secure the necessary funding, which we think we have done. At least that's what I've been led to believe. And uh, we still got to get the Concom on board, quote unquote, because you manage that property,
Right.
even though the town owns it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it if we are leaving the tree and no longer using the existing bridge, then that makes sense to me. So yeah, I will make a motion to continue or to research and pursue the feasibility of using a rolling barge trail bridge kit.
I second that motion.
Great, thank you. All right, so all those in favor, Hazel,
Aye.
Kathleen,
Aye.
and Nicole,
Aye.
and myself, aye. Okay. Thank you. All right, and then the final item on the agenda was the North Whitmore storm damage.
Mr. Chairman, I was expecting Kathy to be here to address that because she wanted it on agenda. But I do want to indicate some issue with the Nancy Whitmore storm damage issue. As I outlined in my agent's report, and based on input from the volunteers who go out there and done some work, there is really no need to remove the fallen tree. We may do more damage to the bank and the stream channel by removing it, but
Okay.
we do have to get that damaged bridge out.
Okay.
It's falling down into the stream channels right now. And in light of that, I went out and I solicited bids from tree removal companies to remove the tree and the bridge. And we received only one response, and that was for $9,800. I would like to go out and, with the commission's blessing, and get some bids strictly to remove the bridge and leave the tree as is, except for the big branch that's on top of the bridge. And I think the reasons outlined in the Trailblazers email, which I incorporated into my report, is very enlightening and will gives all the backing that is needed for this course of action. I also, once we decide to go that, we need to prepare a permit from the commission for the removal of the bridge, because we are working in 2 jurisdictional areas, maybe 3 jurisdictional areas. And we have done this in the past, and as I said in my report, I called attention the bridge over the river on East Street, which
Mhm.
was an NOI permit that the town went through, and it was just wrapping up as I came on board. And I will get going on that once I have um, some bid information from somebody to remove the bridge and a time frame. But I didn't want to start that process without the commission's blessing, so to speak.
Okay.
I don't think any formal motion is necessary. I just need
Yeah.
a consensus of the members if that's the way they want to go.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Makes sense to me. I think that's a 9,800 is a pretty high price tag to do that. And if it's going to do damage, then yeah,
Yeah, the
well,
tree eventually is going to decay all by itself.
right,
It
right.
may take 100 years. I don't know if any of the members have seen it. It's enormous,
I
but
have. Yeah, yeah,
we're not interrupting the flow of nature, so to speak,
right,
whereas the bridge is man-made. And we don't even have to, I got to double check with a couple of people. I don't think we have to replace that bridge because there's other ways to get around that stream crossing.
right, right.
I'll look into that.
Okay.
Yeah, that all sounds good to me for you to move forward with getting bids just strictly focused on the bridge removal.
Yeah, I agree with that also.
Then
Cool.
that's what I'll get moving on.
I think there's a consensus. Yeah. Thank you, George, for
All right.
looking into that. Okay. Um, and then there was discussion on so that's everything that was in regular business with the exception of a discussion on names and signage.
Yes,
But
I'm going to reach out to Kathy, and she was the one who requested this application, this item be on the agenda.
okay.
So I'll get back in touch with you.
Okay. Okay. No problem. Okay. Next is the treasurer's report. Kathleen, are you able to jump on and talk through that?
Hey guys, I'm here.
Hey.
Sorry. I can even also show my video too. I'm busy, Inga. Okay, so no, not right now. What? He's fine.
Did folks have a chance to look at Kathleen's email that she had sent earlier?
Sorry, this has been it's kind of a more difficult time meeting right now. So yeah, I was able to sort of update based on what the town sent me for all the expenses for each account. And yeah, I mean, long story short, like I was given the new names of the accounts and the new account numbers, and it should be all updated. So if anyone has any questions, let me know.
Evan, I'd like to state what Kathleen and the treasurer's office has worked out is one of the things we were dealing with is the renaming of accounts that we didn't know about.
Yes.
And some of the account numbering has changed that we didn't know about. And I want to compliment Kathleen publicly for getting, in essence, to the bottom of this, unquote, because now at least we can put the right numbers to the right account names, which is very helpful.
Yeah, this was yeah, that was
Yeah, that's true, George. That it was very confusing, and now this is like a big breakthrough actually that we have all the account numbers and they match up with what the accountants have been sending us because it was confusing for a while. So long and short, it's gonna be more clear to me and George and all of us here.
awesome. Well, thank you for digging into all of these and figuring it all out.
No problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you, Kathleen, for working on that.
Oh, that's fun.
I don't have any other specific questions on the treasurer's report, sorry. I don't know if anybody else does.
Just one. Thank you, Kathleen. It's really organized. What are the mass DEP mitigation funds used for?
Yeah, there's a lot in there. What are they used for?
It depends on the account.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
okay. So that's like a group of accounts?
When the accounts are set up, and excuse me if I'm stepping here, Kathleen.
no, it's fine. I actually, I don't think we've actually used any of them since I've been on. So it's a good question. Like, what is it even used for?
But basically, for instance, the biggest one is under state law, the wetlands filing fee account. All the fees that the commission gets in from applications goes into a specifically designated account that can be used only at the discretion of the commission. In other words, the selectmen can't touch it, the town meeting can't touch it, it's yours. And you were the only ones authorized to expend money from that account. Some of the other accounts went in there from, for instance, one is we got a settlement of a lawsuit from Eversource Energy that we got a whole bunch of money for that we're using it, for instance, to control invasive species at the Mahan Meadows. In fact, I'm meeting with the consultant next week on Tuesday morning to go over it. But that's one of the accounts in there. There are other accounts, for instance, the forestry account where we use to buy the materials for the bridge that we just built at Alice Brown. So each account has a different use, if you will, and I will try and get some more information if you like and forward it to you.
That would be great. Thank you.
All right.
And Hazel, specifically, if you're talking about the mitigation funds for Mass DP, that it's titled different things, but yeah, Mass DP mitigation funds, that was that account was created due to violations by Eversource, a solar field project.
Okay.
And it's been used for invasive management projects. And in the past, we've hired Ruby Environmental, and we used it for Chip to Farm or Zip to Farm.
Right. Yeah.
So
Okay.
that type of invasive species work. Yeah, Ruby Environmental does our invasive species work.
Okay.
And I have so this information I got from the kind of more like veteran Concom folks who were, passed the reins down to me. His name was Art. And I actually have like the descriptions of each of these accounts and like what they've been used for in the past. Would that be helpful? I could send it to all of you guys again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
Just so we
that would be
know.
helpful to me too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll send it to everyone.
Thanks, Kathleen.
Thank you. And actually now I said I didn't have any questions, but now I do. The forestry account, is that from the logging fees?
Yes,
Is that logging town property only, or is it town property plus like the stump tax or?
that's an excellent question, which we will try and answer.
Okay. Okay. And so that answer, like that's something you're currently looking into.
Yes.
Okay. Wonderful. Okay. Any other questions on the treasurer's report? Cool. Okay. Then the second to last item is the acceptance of minutes, of which I took notes in the last meeting, and I have yet to send those minutes, so I will do so
That's
tonight.
why I haven't got them.
Yeah, apologies. Yeah. Um, so I'll get those out to everybody to review.
And I've been taking notes tonight. I'm not sure if anyone else was as well. We could combine forces, or I'm happy to clean these up and share those out.
That would be great.
Thank you, Nicole. I was
Yeah.
not taking their notes, so thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, no
Thank you.
problem.
Yeah, thank you. And then are there any items that can't wait until the next meeting?
Not from my end.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, before
Yes,
we
George.
adjourn, I'd like to do two quick things. One, I want to make sure the members know that under informational items, there was a brand new Supreme Court decision came out a week ago today. And it basically concerns how the Conservation Commissions does some of their business. It's quite important in that regard, in that if you get an application in, we'll use 5 Courtney Lane because it's familiar. And in that application, they talk just about the trees. Well, let's say for the sake of argument, there's another issue that the commission eventually would have to be addressed, but it's not part of this application. The commission cannot address it. So you can only address items which come forth in the application, or if the applicant gives you permission to do so. They didn't do that in Barnstable, and it went all the way to the state Supreme Court, and they threw out the commission's decision.
Okay.
And the other thing I would like to just bring to the commission's attention, if you may have noticed, we have some people attending this hearing, Amy and David, and they are new residents of the town. They reached out to me and they're very interested in working with the commission, working with the Trailblazers. I'm encouraging them to join the commission, given that we're down a couple of members. And they did say they were going to tune in tonight to see what it's like, and they have. And I hope they got a belly full. And although there was no real applications, but they did see the commission have to make a difficult decision on the need for a permit on 5 Courtney. And I hope they will keep coming.
Yes. Welcome to town and into our meeting. And we can't hear, or I can't hear you.
Yeah.
And also, yeah, and digital meetings. Welcome to the funds of digital meetings.
Sometimes too, if you go into like the actual Zoom window where it says audio at the bottom, there's a little arrow that you can click and it will give you different options of where your mic is coming from. So sometimes if you change it, that might. Oh,
Okay,
We
testing.
got you.
Okay. Okay, so I just wanted to say hi. We moved to Southampton in October. I did attend the Trailblazers on Saturday and enjoyed
Nice.
doing the work there. So we're just kind of getting
to learn the town, kind of meet people, and kind of figure out what's going on. So
Yeah.
we appreciate y'all letting us kind of watch and see how it goes. And yes, it certainly seems being able to manage kind of difficult processes is always a fun part of it. But thank you for letting us participate and watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thanks and welcome.
Thank you.
All
Yeah,
right, George.
welcome. I hope you guys enjoy living here and we see you on these meetings more often.
Thanks
Yes.
for joining us tonight.
And as George said, we are down some seats, so if you want to be more active in the discussions, please, you can join. Cool. All right. Well, I won't keep us any longer if there's any other, if there aren't any other items that can't wait. So I will move to adjourn the meeting at 6:41 p.m. on the 21st.
I'll
So
second that.
great. I don't think I officially said I'll make a motion, so I'll start over for the record. I make a motion to adjourn the meeting at 6:41 p.m.
I'll second it.
Thank you. So all those in favor, Kathleen,
Aye.
Nicole,
Aye.
Hazel,
Aye.
and me, aye.
This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.